Hello, everybody, and welcome to the False Prophets Podcast. I'm Phil Risden.
Kosha Dillz.
Yeah, baby. Listen, guys, I know you're disappointed Manny's not here. You noticed it, from the start. I get it. We're missing his energy, but we have the brilliant Kosha Dillz with me.
I feel bad that he's not here either, but
I know.
with all due respect, I'd never met him, so I'm not really, I don't know what I'm missing.
Yeah, but you know his spirit.
Yeah.
I feel like you can feel his spirit.
He would be right in between us on the couch.
He would be. He would be sitting on our laps right now is what he'd be doing.
Yeah.
We venture on. How are you doing today, man?
It's cool, man. I was like a 15-minute walk from here, so I live in Bushwick, but I took an Uber anyway.
There you go. There you go.
I was like, I wanted to be on time. And
Thank you.
I was late, but you were even later, so it worked out perfect.
There you go, yeah. I feel like that means so much, you taking an Uber to the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that means you care about the show.
It's a business, a business expense.
That's what I'm saying.
I had to write that off.
Listen to me, folks. All right, this is a show that superstars take Ubers to. All right, people?
Mm-hmm.
People care about this production. This is what I'm here for, man.
I use some of my points.
Yeah.
I mean, to get a
Use some of your
discount on
Uber
it. Yeah, because it's actually they're doing away with the Uber Awards.
Really?
It's a thing. Yeah, you got up to the end of October to use those points.
God damn it. All right. Well, I'm glad you used some with me. Life is good, man. I know some of you guys may or may not know Kosha Dillz over here. He's a brilliant young rapper with an amazing mustache.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And he is now a new cast member on Wild 'N Out. Clap it up for the homie. Clap it
Yeah,
up for him.
wildin'. Hell yeah.
So how's it been, getting in that ring? Because those dudes go hard, but, it's an interesting thing.
Yeah, it is awesome. Let's be honest. What is more fun than everyone being like, "Oh man, he ain't got it," and you just go in there and you just light some motherfuckers up.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
You want to light them up and just be super disrespectful.
No, I feel that because that's what I kind of like about Wild 'N Out. I admire how they mixed hip hop and comedy together because I've had that talk with you about how I think hip hop and comedy, particularly stand up comedy, are like so close. You know what I mean? Like a lot of rappers like comedy. They think things are funny. You're also just like one person on stage. You got to bring the energy for all these people and connect with them. So it's just really, really interesting.
The first time I saw it happening really on stage, 2012, I was on tour with the RZA.
Oh, wow.
And the RZA, he was touring this movie called The Man with the Iron Fist. If you remember that? Yeah. And there would be moments of the show he would really run an improv show like, all right, Johnny, hit that other joint, you know what I mean? And he was playing like off-centric songs that weren't like even very Wu favored, like that one song La Rumba, which I don't know what project it was from, but I just remember his live show was interesting, and he's like, someone would be like, hey, what? He's like, I'm working on my comedy. And he was just like,
He's been in some funny things. He was in like Funny People. He was in that movie with Bob Odenkirk. I think it was like Mr. Nice Guy or something.
He's a man. He has his hand in a lot of stuff, plus like the Wu series for Hulu.
What was that like working with him, like going on tour with him? I mean, that must have been amazing.
The first time I ran up on RZA, it was in Portland. And I got like approved to do a freestyle before my other homies, and then I had the backstage pass, and then I saw him, Old Dirty Bastard son, Young Dirty Bastard,
nice,
and DJ Skane.
Okay,
and that's like one of his childhood friends, and I was like, yo, let me kick a rhyme for you. And back then, that's like how you.
No
did
way,
it,
you literally just said like, yo, let me spit.
Yeah, I'm gonna spit some shit for you, and they're like, yo, why don't you, RZA's DJ liked me a lot, Skane. He's like, oh, let him go up there, and if they boo him, it's good entertainment.
Wow, yo, first off, shout out to the RZA and his whole crew for like letting you do that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, thinking about in the comedy world, I don't think you walk on stage and like DL Hughley is just gonna let you tell a joke. You know what I mean? Like you can't just walk up.
Let me tell one joke right quick.
Exactly,
my guy.
They're not gonna.
Let me spit you this joke. You heard? Yeah.
Yeah, I got a knock for you.
Yeah. Let me spit you a 1 minute. Let me give you this 1 minute show in your ear.
Like, no, like that's
45-second show. You're like, no, man, shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Okay?
Leave me the fuck alone. So that's crazy. All right.
Yeah, that was a rat thing. And then like that would just it went on to be like, all right, just come around, you know.
Damn.
And that went on for quite some time. I would say for a few years, and got to record some songs with them. And
wow.
And yeah, man.
What's his like work ethic like in the studio?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
He has other people there. He's there. Just creative, spitballing ideas. A lot of sitting around.
I'm imagining him wearing a kimono for some reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but just very like I feel like if he's in the studio, he's always wearing a robe, something very relaxing.
He could probably but I feel
no
like
shirt.
RZA.
He has no shirt on.
RZA, no. He always. He's not Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon never has a shirt on, ever. But with all due respect, Nick Cannon's like consistently working out. You know what I mean?
He's a good-looking dude.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, he has 15 babies now?
Yeah, something like that. He has like an entire kindergarten.
Nick Cannon's my father. I don't know if you knew that. That's actually how Kosha got on the show.
Yeah. We got
Pops, thank you so much.
I was trying to remember. It's been obviously like 10 years since I've been.
What is that like though? He does have so many kids. Like, are they around in the studios and shit? Like,
I've only I did one season. I had not seen any of Nick Cannon's children, but I just watch Nick Cannon dancing to Mariah Carey on Instagram with his kids, and I'm like, I don't know if those are their kids dancing to his mother or another.
It's some weird like meta.
No, it's just like the new kids.
Yeah, it's like are they the new children of the
Yeah, I don't know but. I'm very happy I'm looking forward to one day being a father. So, I try not to judge.
No, I think it's awesome actually. I don't judge it at all. I think it's really cool. And I just like to think that like whoever does the shittiest on wildstyle, has to babysit his children for the week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But respect to Nick Cannon. I mean, everything that he's done is like truly incredible, man.
I don't know if him and RZA have ever worked together, but they have. Wu-tang has been on Wild and Out. And what I do know about RZA in the studio is that like they'll stay there forever.
Really?
Like this be hours in the studio. That's what I remember.
Amazing.
I was in the studio with him and Cool G Rap showed up.
That's fucking cool.
Out of like nowhere in like the darkness of the night, like 3 or 4 in the morning, and RZA had he was out in like the woods area. I was like, where did Cool G Rap come from?
That's fucking
sick. And we have a song together called The Operator. If you're on the internet, you could look it up.
All right, fuck yeah. We'll probably throw a little card in there for you.
All right.
Hey, go check it out. Go check it out. The Operator.
It's on YouTube.
That's that's really amazing though. Like, and watching him and like touring with him, did that kind of kind of spark your inspiration or change the way that you work?
Yeah, for sure. Because like I always saw things on a grander level of like from seeing like a film and music and comedy and all that stuff just intertwining. So like when I was on that tour, I met Dave Bautista.
Oh wow!
And Dave Bautista went from doing Man with the Iron Fist to like Guardians of the Galaxy. And he also did ironically, he's in a movie called Bushwick where he's that was really great. It's just cool, like Dave Bautista's cool.
Yeah.
And he was also WWE champ and etc. Like
he's done a million things, man. I mean, that guy is I love seeing people go from being successful at one thing to going to a whole nother genre and just shooting through the stratosphere. I mean, like, obviously The Rock is the blueprint for that too, but Dave Bautista especially has done a lot of shit. I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, if you look back at like 90s wrestling, 90s, early 2000s wrestling, like all those guys are like huge superstars outside of that now.
You ain't gonna deny it, but
it's insane.
If you bring it to the present tense, the one who's gonna do the next kids that are gonna do that are the Paul brothers. They're switching up and they're going into WWE and they're going into fighting And
is WWE what made you decide to switch into trying to do more comedy? What happened?
Nah,
Where'd the inspiration come from?
true story though. I mean, we used to get back. I mean, well, the real heads knows WWF. The whole
Yes,
WWE,
I know,
you what I'm
yeah.
saying?
But the World Wildlife Foundation shat on that one. Thanks, guys. Fucking
so
pandas.
We used to have the SummerSlam and the Royal Rumble, and like just back in the day, that wrestling was, and then I actually wrestled college wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Really,
as they say, fake wrestling.
No, so you did like the
I was a collegiate wrestler, D1 wrestler.
No way.
Yeah, Rutgers.
Like real, like Olympic wrestling.
Yes.
No. Oh shit. Okay.
Yes.
Were you like what weight were you?
High school, like 152, 165, 174.
Okay, because you're a decently tall guy.
I'm strong 5'8".
Yeah, you got like you got a size to you.
I could lie and be 5'9". You know what I mean? I could lie and be 5'9".
Yeah, you're around there.
Yeah.
So like that's why I'm wondering, because most wrestlers, I wrestled a little bit freshman year of high school, and then I just quit. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
But most wrestlers are like short, stocky dudes, so that kind of surprised me.
No, I mean, I feel like that's my thing. I was just like ready for it, man. I love wrestling.
My brother was a all-state wrestler.
I went from, that's awesome. I went from wrestling to like rapping, and I was good. I was like, doing bulimia and stuff, just making the weight.
And then you're like, I was like,
yeah, I was like, I'll be good at rapping. I could stick my finger down my throat.
There you go.
And then
sexy.
Started doing the battle raps, and then the underground rap was big. And like I said, once I met RZA, I mean, I had moments with RZA in like Washington, like playing. There's like a video of me like playing ping pong with RZA. And it was just kind of an epic time of like RZA doing his solo stuff, because RZA would be doing solo joints,
and then Bobby Digital
is doing solo shows, and he's doing Rock the Bells, Paid Dues, which was like pre Rolling Loud. And
I went to Rock the Bells. I saw him at Randall's Island and shit, with Rage Against the Machine and shit.
Yeah, so he was starting to spark, and then he'll go into a film, and my whole thing is, I'm just like, RZA, dude, put me in as like a janitor or something, like in something, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you're doing fine already.
Yeah, but it is cool to just be in touch with them, and they know. I've been in the room around, and that's just inspiring, because to be a master at many crafts is better than being a master at one.
True.
But if you are a master at one, you're going to meet many masters in other crafts.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you don't have to start at the bottom in other ones, because people already fuck with you from your music.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, like, so what is it like to be around these like kind of masters of comedy now? Because like you were saying you started out with the battles. So like you already in a way had experience with the whole wild style type of technique and that battling type thing. So how is it to go from battling where, hey, somebody, if it's the wrong guy, you might get shot, to now it's just like jokes on jokes and everything's fine, that's a different energy.
Yeah, well, obviously the people on Wild 'N Out are the best battle rappers in the world. You got Conceited, Hitman, and Charlie Clips. Hitman and Charlie Clips have like the most view. They have like almost 200 million views on YouTube. I think maybe 170 million at minimum.
They're not better than Math Hoffa though.
Huh?
They're not better than Math Hoffa.
Charlie Clips is the GOAT.
Yeah. Okay.
And Math Hoffa's gone into his own thing. Like, he conquered battle rap, and now he's got to get the podcast game. And
that is true. Now he's a master of that. We were just talking about transitions.
Yes, right. So
see how it all comes together, folks.
Yeah. So and then there's Sharon, who beat me this season, and there's just a lot of great rappers. And then the comedians that are on the show, you got, like, I was just at the Godfrey show yesterday. I'm like, this is a guy that, like, it's interesting, because a lot of Jewish kids will be like, oh man, you're like so inspiring to Jewish kids. I saw so many kids run up to Godfrey like, you inspire me as a black comic.
Yeah.
I was like,
no, he does.
God. I was like, yo, Godfrey, bro. I'm like, that shit is special. You know what I'm saying? That's very special. Just to me witness that, like, was mad inspiring to me. And, so I like to go at his stuff, because watching the craft.
Did you ever think that you would be inspiring people at this level? Like, when you were a kid, did you ever think, like, one day kids will walk up to me and say, thank you so much, you've inspired me to do this and you helped me do that?
No, it's kind of weird sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm just
like, a little
like,
pressure on you.
No, because I'm just like, what does that even? What does it mean? Like, what I inspire you? Like, really? You be like, I get mad. Like,
Come on,
I'll be like, come on. I was like,
means.
I was like, name one. People be like, you're my biggest fan or whatever, and you're like, I'm like, okay, like, what albums have you listened to? And what is your favorite? But that's fucked up on me because I already know that they don't know. I just know that when people get excited, they're like, you are my favorite comic. You know what I mean? You're like my guy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What do you
like,
actually know about what I've done? Yeah.
No, but some people
do. Though. Yeah, some really care, bro.
And the trick is, honestly, is to say thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Like, because it is awesome when you take a step out. But your ego... Your ego is like, it's still like self-sab. Yeah, it's impossible. I don't inspire anybody. But
it's hard to appreciate.
Respectfully, I love to respond to people that hate me. I don't like to respond to people that love me.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's such a trigger thing. It's like you're like, fuck you, I'm leaving you. You're like, wait, why? And you're like, I love you, and you're like, no, you don't. You know what I mean?
I think you're not the only one who's like that. I think why are people like that? We engage with the negative so much more than we engage with the positive. What's your theory on that?
People have trouble letting themselves be successful and awesome. Like, I am awesome. Motherfucker, I know I inspire you because I'm shit. You know what I'm saying? And now you gotta go tell other people and you inspire me and like make it a positive experience instead of it being like, ugh, because like self-deprecating people that use self-deprecation as a way of like uplifting themselves, that inspires other people to be like, yes, I am bald. Yes, I'm hairy. Yes, I'm overweight. Yes, I am a virgin still, and I can still get mad, girl, or whatever it is. Like, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Like I know you're gonna reject me, but like the fear. But I'm still killing it, And I don't care if none of you are cheering for me because I know I'm fucking killing it. You guys are just deaf and you can't hear anything I'm saying.
Have you been reading my diary?
You're like, the crowd is deaf and I'm doing it. No, but the thing is, everyone's like, yo, what have I learned? Like, I have done minimal comedy, but I've done, like...
You've done minimal comedy.
I've done maybe like 20
more
shows.
Professional comedy than many of other comedians.
Right, because they've been going on open mics and stuff. Right, I've been on shows.
You have to think about
when
that.
You have I've been booed off stage.
Really?
Well, like, the Eminem, we have chewed up and booed off stage. I was getting to the
How does it feel to be like, because you just
I'll tell you the story. Oh my God. It was 2005. It was my first paid gig.
Okay.
I had a song called Chainsaw Music on my vinyl in Harry Chester, Hollywood, and I dropped it off at the RUPA, which is like the Rutgers University Programming Association.
Okay.
And I'm like, I want to, play a college show. And they're like, we'll give you $500 to open up for 112.
Okay.
And it was like 112 in 2005. They were selling Polaroids for $25 at Rutgers. This shit was packed. And Livingston Campus, New Brunswick, I open up. I got like... I'm like, matzah for your mouth, New Brunswick celebrity, Jewish John Gotti off the brain of a Nazi, dot, 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 dot. You know what I mean? Or like rapid bars, underground. And they're like, boo. And I was like, I'm not getting off stage. I love this shit.
Oh, my God.
I mean, like, boo. Like, you know what I mean? I was like 2 months sober, maybe, like, fresh out of jail. Like, yes, I love it.
Go
Give
into
it to
that.
me.
2 months sober, fresh.
Give it to me.
Rewind that.
Yeah.
So,
Rewind.
You can't just rub that. Tell me a little bit about that. You had a problem with sobriety. How'd you get in jail?
Yeah. So
from the beginning.
Right now I'm 18 years sober.
Oh wow, okay.
So dude, I'm talking about this is 2022. I got out in 2004.
Okay.
So at this point, this must be like the fall of 2004, and I'm living somewhere. I'm paying $500 rent, and
nice.
Like, so this is my biggest show. And I was still inviting my ex-girl that like left me like when I was like selling coke on campus and ecstasy and stuff like that.
Did you go to Rutgers?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did. I finished. I went for 4 years. I finished in 7.
Nice. All right. Real Van Wilder.
Yeah. And that was my life before. It was all about like selling drugs and being the man. And I quit wrestling, and like really, I like took one ecstasy pill and I thought I was like Johnny Depp and blow, but I just had like a bunch of pills up my ass, kind of like that. You know, I would
Good
bring
stuff.
drugs on planes. I would like sell half ounce here, ounce there.
Really? Okay.
You
all right.
know, I was moving some weight.
No wonder you really are a rapper.
Yeah, I was really. Yeah, no, I was
Some
involved
of those bars
with
are true. Okay.
involved with the guns and all the whole thing.
Yeah,
Stole a car, all those little things. But it doesn't match my character. It doesn't match my character on stage. It was just hey guys, how's it going? I'm gonna take a car.
I'm named there for a pickle.
It's not real. Yeah, give a pickle up your butt. You know, I don't know. It was but like the stuff that I was inspired by was like super hardcore rap stuff, you know, like very thugged out Jewish music, like nonfiction and just aggressive necro.
Wait,
you know,
so explain what's some thugged out Jewish music?
I would say necro and nonfiction. Very like.
Are those rappers?
Beastie Boys, kind of like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But Beastie Boys are more fun, but like more harder underground stuff. And
Gotcha.
I was just trying to develop this character, Kosha Dillz, which is my name's Rami, but it was just more like, yo, I'm Jewish, I'm Israeli, I don't fuck with no synagogue. Like I will, you know what I'm saying? I hold it down for the block. You know what I mean? And that was just
Watch
my
your
mind
ass,
state.
you know?
Yeah, like I always say this, that, and the third, and very Jersey talk, very street oriented, and like this was me coming inside and like all I want to do is like stay out of jail and rap and just smoke Newports.
And then what happened? You got arrested or something? Right?
No, I mean when I was selling drugs, I said, I got arrested multiple times. I did some time.
Oh, okay.
And then the last time I got arrested, I went to rehab. I got out of rehab. I did all these things. And in between there of doing the hardcore rap stuff and rap battles, I met Modest Yahoo, the Jewish reggae singer.
Okay.
And that sort of got me into this very spiritual world of Jewishness, which is I'm very tied to now.
Yeah. So now do you on occasion like wear the...
Yeah, I wear I got the Wild 'N Out yarmulke. I made the Wild 'N Out yarmulke.
Really? Yeah.
In fact, no, I want to let people know if you're watching this, everyone's like, oh, wow, they made Kosha Dillz a Wild 'N Out yarmulke. I made that.
That's hilarious.
And I crowned myself because I already knew what time it was when I got there.
Can I ask you though?
I was like, I'm going to put this on. It's going to be epic.
So can I ask you though, what makes a hat holy? Or is it just all hats
you're supposed
technically?
You're supposed to just cover your head.
Got
so
you.
This is so
that counts as a yarmulke technically.
Technically, but obviously it's identifiable.
Yes.
Of like, I know what that is because we're filming in the South, and in the South, not a lot of people know
who Jews are.
Yeah, they're like, oh, they don't get it. Like in New York, it makes sense. Kosher dill pickles, kosher, I get it. So for me, I went through all kinds of moments in my career. I went through hardcore rap. I went through pop. I went through...
What was Modest Yahoo like, too? Like
Modest Yahoo's epic.
Really? Because he was like, coming up, I graduated high school in 2009. So that's kind of when he was really like popping and stuff.
Yeah, so I was on tour with him then. The same time I was tour with RZA.
What's this on One Day, right?
Rap battle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just played with his son at the comedy festival.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just
wait, who's his son?
Levy. But just before I felt like we were bouncing, I went from like the hardcore rap to this rap to more pop stuff to more fun rap to like I was on Warped Tour to like I want to like cool Jewish, so I put like the yarmulke to the side. You know what I mean? Like I was just trying to swag out my identity. You know what I mean? Because I just like to do that. This is like something I do for me because I'm an individual, and that's like I express myself through my style.
Yeah.
I got this shirt, Kosher Me Outside. How about that? From Bad
That's
Baby.
fucking funny.
And the dude's doing the circumcision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Modest Yahoo saw this shirt, and he goes, I know that guy.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know who this guy is. But that's like the whole point of a lot of my style is people are like, oh, it's this or Jewish, or somebody sent me a message today and he goes, yo, man, you're mad disrespectful to Jewish people, this. And he was like, I'm writing there's a lot of people that from marginalized groups, whether it's like black, brown, Jewish, just any culture.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, yo, you not doing it right.
Really?
Yeah,
and they'll be like, oh, you're making fun of it. Or,
People get offended but like, this is my story, my journey. I'm like,
it's who the fuck I am. Fuck you.
Exactly. So,
I don't have to change for
eat an uncircumcised dick, Mr. Cohen. No. That guy who messaged me, I hope he sees it. And it just talk about responding to people that don't like you or say something negative. But a lot of people message me and they say, yo, that's mad dope. You're not even really religious like that, but you still rap. And that's the thing. It's about my identity. I want people to know. For a time before I became Kosha Dillz, I was KD Flow in the battle works. I didn't want anything Jewish to deal with it. And when I got sober and I got out of jail, I said, yo, I'm gonna double down on this and it's gonna be dope. And it's just gonna be like, just I represent what I am. If I tell people, if whatever you are, people representing who they are, and this is just what it is. And you know what I mean? Like my first piece of merchandise was a matzo ball that was like a thugged out matzo ball eating a piece of matzah.
That's
you
funny.
could Google and for my first vinyl, matzo for your mouth records. Did you ever send me a PayPal? For your
mouth records.
And it was and the T-shirt said "Shalom, motherfuckers."
There you go. You're good at the marketing, dude. You got fucking wilding out yarmulkes.
Yeah.
You know, you got the T-shirts.
Yeah, and I got the Kosha, got the Oive joint on the back.
I appreciate that. That's a vibe. Yeah, man.
I love merch.
I feel that. And I just wanted to ask you, so like, you seem to have done so much shit. So you did Warped Tour, you traveled with RZA, you're doing the Wild and Out stuff now, you traveled with Modest Yahoo. How did all that actually like start? And I just want to do that because we try to like, talk a little bit about the industry and stuff for the people who may be watching who just shit. So it's like, how did that first person come to you, or did you go to them? Like how did you really get your start being a professional rapper?
I think the real big breakthrough I had was in 2009 when I won the Hot 97 Summer Jam battle.
Okay.
But I was touring before that through MySpace and stuff. MySpace was a huge way to get in touch with artists.
And were you just like putting your stuff out on MySpace and people were contacting you, or you reached out to them?
I was in the comment sections of other artists, and they'll be like, come to Brazil or wherever, you know what I mean? People say come to Brazil as a joke, but like, come to Albany. And then I'd be like, I would message that person on the comment board and be like, yo, that's my man. We could come to Albany. Let me know how I can make it happen for you.
Oh, shit.
So I would be like, you want to fuck with Phil? Like, me and Phil are actually ironically on the road in Albany tomorrow. You know what I mean? Oh, man, dude. And then they'd be like, let's book you. And
that's wild.
And then...
That's really smart.
Modest Yahoo was the biggest, and I had a song with Modest Yahoo in 2006, and then I didn't record another one I had it with him and another artist. I had a song with Modest Yahoo and another artist, and like I would send that everywhere and be like, yo, you guys can't afford Modest Yahoo, but I'll come. You know what I mean?
Why not?
And just and anyone I played with, any show or festival. After Hot 97 Summer Jam, then at that time Asher Roth was out. RZA like if people knew that I won the battle, then 2010 they invited me to play Summer Jam at Giant Stadium.
Wow.
So I opened up for J. Cole.
That's amazing.
And that was just J. Cole had one song out with Jay-Z at the time. Yeah. And like that was it.
Mr. Nice Watch, I think.
I don't remember, but I remember it happening, and I'm like, hey, yo, this is fire, and I'm just going to use this as, leverage to get to the next spot. And if people didn't respond, I would show up. Like, I would just show up. Kind of similar to how comics show up and they're like, yo, you want to go do 5 real quick?
Yeah.
Like,
you would just go to
like that was
where you knew shows were
and then I would like check in with the production. I'm like, yo, you got an extra 10 minutes and stuff like that.
No way.
And comedians, I think, do the same thing as like these punk rock bands where they, go to a club, go support the fellow comics in the scene. And then the producer of the show is like, yo, good to see you. Thanks for coming. Yo, you want to go do 4 minutes real quick or host something came up or the person has to leave. And you're like, oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why the fuck not? Like, I'll do it. Yeah.
And then the next person is like, maybe get paid at the end of the night a little bit, and it just gives you just enough hope to keep going.
I agree, and that's how I've kind of always done it too. You show up at other people's shows, you start kind of producing your own thing. That's a very comedian thing too, but I'm noticing a lot of musicians do that.
I produced my own show at South by Southwest called the Oive Showcase.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, since all right. I wasn't getting good shows there, I was getting booked to play it through the hip hop booker.
That's great.
Shout out to Brian Hobbs and Matt Sanzala that gave me that.
Hobbs.
Yeah, and then I started throwing my own thing. I'm like, yo, I'm about to book Turquoise Jeep. I'm about to book, this artist, that artist.
And what made you want to
Keith.
like do Like, what made you want to go this far? Like, sneak into fucking shows and try to, spit five. Like, what made you want to do all these things that would push you forward?
I mean, I just, no one actually has ever given me a chance to, like, I'm going to keep it 100 with you.
Yeah.
Nick Cannon, low key, is the first one that, was the first time I was like, this is the first time I'm going on stage and people are putting stuff on me. Yeah. Everything else is like, hey, do you want to tour for free and not get advertised and go sell merch in the crowd? Yeah. And you're like, sure. Okay. For me, that was just like, yeah, I'm going to go do it and make it look like it's the biggest thing. And then I started realizing, you know what, maybe you just, I had an agent that would book me my own tours, but maybe 20, 30 people showing up, 40 people. And a lot of people were like, yeah, I fuck with you. Like, I like that your hustle. A big time for me, people were always commenting on my hustle. And of course, my self-deprecating self, I'd be like, yo, why don't you just listen to my music? I don't care about a hustle. Like, it's normal for me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what do you mean? Like, just wake up 7 a.m. and you send out 8,000 emails and no one responds back, and you call people and you book this and that. And, like, you work so hard, and be like, bro, I'm lazy. I really don't.
Yeah, that's how. I know what you mean. That's how I feel too. Mm-hmm. But then you pull yourself away and you actually do realize, like, oh shit, I was actually doing that and that and that, all at one time. But then that wears away, and then you still feel lazy again.
Yeah, I would. I just love it. Like, if I just went on a tour in Europe, and
how was that? That must have been amazing.
It was cool. I mean, I got robbed in Germany, which was really bad.
Tell me about that real quick.
Well, ironically, the Juice rapper got scammed in Germany.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even the first time. I was once scammed in Austria too. And we hired someone to do a music video.
Okay.
And his name is Marcus Lang. I don't know, but fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Gonna put a big picture of him right here. Yeah. And in the middle of the video, they decided to steal a camera from us, and it was one of those things where I didn't do it, and maybe he did, and then I felt like a pussy that I didn't start just attacking him in broad daylight. But
I know, but we're grown men. It's
but anytime I go and I sit in at a festival, then I meet the festival booker, and he's like, I know a place in the middle of nowhere in the world that you could do a show, and there's gonna be 2,000 people there, and I know the guy that books it, and maybe they'll give you €800, and you're like, this is why I came here, and I hitched a ride. I mean, bro, Modest Yahoo used to give me opportunities, and RZA, and I'll be like, yo, meet me in Europe, and I'll be like, I'll fly out to do one song. Yeah. I will fly out to do one song. I really don't care, because I'll just sell all the merchandise and then make the money back. And it'll be like, it's called adventure capitalism.
Adventure capitalism.
Yeah, just basically like your life is a journey, and this is what I'm doing, and I'm gonna go get booed off stage in Edinburgh today, and this is my journey. And tomorrow I'm gonna go play for 6,000 people in Oklahoma. Yeah, you know, and this is what I choose to do with my life.
I think that's what I actually agree. I never heard of that term, but I love it though, and that's really what it is. It's
a good stories, stories along the way.
It is. It's to get stories, and it's also just to live your fucking truth, man. I mean, I think if you're constantly struggling trying to make a name for yourself in the industry, just the entertainment industry as a whole, it can be very daunting. It can be very tough. So it's it kind of is very hard unless you're really doing things for yourself. So you got to take those chances.
Warped Tour, I showed up. I bought onto the tour to do a side stage with some weird thing that was going on, which is not Warped Tour. They don't sell slots.
Yeah.
There was a side stage where I was like, I'm going to go trail the tour and invest in some stuff. And nice. I had a Super Bowl commercial with my boy Jesse Shakin.
Shout out to Jesse Shakin.
Yeah, he produced See a Chandelier, and he produced a lot of dope shit. I was like, I'm about to go do this and do this tour and sell Mercedes and meet Kevin Lyman. And then 3 years later, I get a call from CAA, and they're like, you're really on the tour. So let me take that back. Kevin Lyman put me on tour first in 2015. That was my first really official shot where I got properly advertised in everything.
Shout out to Kevin Lyman.
Kevin Lyman gave it to me. And then since then, I was I trailed the Modest Yahoo 311 tour. I charted on Billboard. I always did.
Bro, you know what's so fun? Everything you're telling me, I'm thinking, every time you drop a name, I'm like, I probably saw him live. I swear to God, like, bro, I've been to Rock the Bells, I've been to Warped Tour, I've been to all these, All Points West.
They even have comedy too, and this is This is the thing. Okay, so let's talk about that comedy. Okay, because it's gonna get me angry. All right, all right, I'm fucking angry already. Nah. And I seen these comics on tour, and it was like he's like, yeah, we're gonna put comedy on tour, and I was like, that's so dope. And then we did the Warped Tour cruise, and 2017, I was like, yo, I need to play the cruise game. If you could get on a good cruise, go on a cruise and do it. Like,
I know.
Life is better on the boat, my guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like today's boats. I don't want to say like any other boats, but like Norwegian Cruise Lines, Cafe Carnival, whatever the hell the thing is called,
Cruises,
Disney, Alaska,
Royal Caribbean.
So I started seeing that, and I'm like, now I'm on this show Wild and Now. I'm with the best comics in the world. And I rap, and I really do this ticket selling, rapping thing. Festivals. I just played with Guns N' Roses and Metallica and Pink.
Sick.
And Portugal. You know what I mean? In Portugal, man, I play with these bands. You know what I mean? And I'm like, can I bring this with a hybrid set of comedy, and can I like finagle my way into other things with some better representation? And it's really exciting to me. The other day, some of my jokes were working, and I'm like, yeah, bitch, like, motherfucker, laugh, laugh, pussy, You're like, hey, I'm a battle you, you know what I mean? And I'm like,
bitch.
Yeah, I shout out to Godfrey, because at Godfrey I see him go, but he's like, what's up, bitches? Like he punks out the crowd.
No, he'll be crazy.
And I'm like, yo,
he's a tough act to follow. Dude.
Yo, yeah, well he shut it down last night, dude, and it gave me the confidence that like, dude, I've had beer cans full thrown at me at like 20 miles, like fast ass balls. You know what I'm saying? Like, whew, like, bro, comedy is not as once I kind of tapped into that, it has been less intimidating.
But like, it can be very, very intense. It really can be. But that's the best part of it. Like a lot of people talk about how brave people are for doing comedy, but I tell them, I'm like, you're almost brave for not doing it, because once you do it, it's so addicting. It becomes such a part of you, and like the positivity of it greatly outweighs the negativity.
So I just seen this, and I saw this girl crying. Shout out to my boy David Lucas, because the first comedy experience I had at Jeff Ross's roast battle, David Lucas destroyed me, and I still made a funny video out of it because like my boy does effects, and I was like, I word some like thing like it looked like it was a mad vintage thing, and he's like, you look like a sack of potatoes, and like my boy like changed it, but I knew he was gonna roast me for it, and I didn't even know what to do. I was like, I started rapping, like it was so dumb. And this was before David kind of popped. He was like on All Deck Digital, and he's doing his
shit.
thing. So there was this person on the Kill Tony podcast, and they destroyed this girl. Like, oh my God. And then Tony goes, oh, boo-hoo, you came on the show and you weren't prepared. And that shit hit me. I said, yeah, motherfucker, like you need to prepare or you will die in the line of fire.
Yeah, dude,
like,
this isn't some fucking
You don't go to
game.
war and be like, how does it work? The gun doesn't, you know what I mean? You know, like you're shooting the wrong direction. You're shooting at yourself.
No, it's true.
So that's what I want to fall in love with is like, I'll tell you my biggest inspiration is today. The prolific artists that are always recording and releasing songs. And then the artists that are like always just writing new and performing new material,
jokes,
like whatever it is, you know, obviously it's different, but can you sit down and write every day? I've gone like 90-day journaling and things like this, but yeah, man, I'm like, I need to make this podcast today.
Yeah.
I need to do it so that we get something, and then we.
And I thank you for being here, man. I really do.
Like doing shit, you know what I mean?
No, that's what it is. I think you have to, and it keeps you focused. I think, you know, for me, I'm someone who constantly feels lazy. So everything you were saying kind of really resonated with me. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I constantly feel lazy, but that's what keeps me going. That's what makes me get out of bed and, you know, send like 20 different emails and messages to get on different shows and
20
stuff.
20 is a lot.
You know, I send a lot. I do a lot of like, I watch, you know, YouTube on how to market podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My whole day is dedicated to this stuff, and that's why I appreciate you being here so much. And we actually have to end the show. You know, I told you it was going to be a
Messed
short
up,
one.
bro. I was about to tell you about the cats in his bed.
We'll have you on again, though, dude. Is there anything you would like to say to the audience before we go?
Yeah, what happened to that Florida guy with no hands?
The Florida guy with no hands, he ended up stabbing a woman or a person. Is it a woman or I think it's a woman.
How could
Women
he
are
do it
people.
with his mouth?
No, with his feet, actually.
Really?
Yeah. He was a big fan of that Daniel Day-Lewis movie, My Left Foot. And he was just like, if he can do it, I can fucking do it.
Oh,
and
my God, dude.
Went out there and got to work.
Oh, man.
So, you know, we're just here.
You got me kicking myself.
That's what I'm saying. You know, but that's a triumph for him, you know?
Oh, my God.
And that's
Florida,
what we're here to tell you guys is that even if the world tells you you can't do something, you always can.
Yeah, man.
You know?
That's true.
So grab a knife with your feet and stab somebody. Stab someone you love.
With a plastic knife. That's it.
That's it, baby.
Yeah, you don't want to condone no violence.
There you go. With a plastic knife. It's all okay.
Phil. It's not kosher Phil's right now.
No, it's not good. It's not
very
Phil's.
kosher Dillz.
Oh, we crazy out here. That's been False Prophets Podcast. I'm Phil Risden.
I am Kosha Dillz.
And thank you guys so much for checking out the pod. We'll see you later. Peace.